Ali Carter being silenced?
I'm sure she is. I hope it's not my fault. I made an outcry to her that I'm willing to talk to her.
What if the person who tried to warn the world years ago
I was at a Diddy party. I was one of the party favors. But I told you, nobody tells on Diddy.
was actually telling the truth the whole time, before the raids, before the federal charges, before the names started appearing in documents that millions of people are now desperately searching through? One woman was already talking, and almost nobody was listening. Today, we're going back to the beginning, because if even a fraction of what Ali Carter has been saying lines up with what's now in court filings, lawsuits, and officially released documents, then what we're about to walk through is far bigger than most people realize. Let's start with her newest claim, because it changes everything. Ali Carter has recently come forward with a new layer to this story. According to her, the Epstein files don't just contain names and flight logs. She's suggesting that the documents allegedly hold information about hidden health consequences, that powerful individuals may, right now, be walking around infected. She warns that the reality behind those sealed files is, in her words, much darker than the public expected. Now, that's an extraordinary claim, but here's what makes people stop and actually pay attention to her. She didn't show up after the scandal broke. She was talking about all of this years before it became mainstream, years before the raids, years before the RICO cases, years before anyone started getting sentenced. At the time, most people assumed she was chasing clout, attaching herself to powerful names for attention. Critics dismissed her entirely. But here's the thing that's now making people go back and watch her old live streams with completely different eyes. Some of what she described back then is starting to match details that only became public much later. So who is Ali Carter, and why does her story carry the weight that it does? Carter says her experience didn't start at a party or in an industry. It allegedly started inside a system designed to protect children. She claims that certain CPS placements functioned less like safe environments and more like pipelines, funneling young people into elite spaces under the cover of mentorship or opportunity.
Over the border was for who? Protective Services is your supplier. Is anybody going to talk about that? The immigrants that are coming across the border, that they were just scooping up out of boats and out of the water, they're now coming in and they're throwing them right into the system. Aurora, Colorado, Springfield, Ohio. Where do you think all those are going?
According to her, she was not a legal adult when she was placed into those environments. She says she had no choice in the matter. From there, she describes attending gatherings allegedly hosted on Diddy's Island. She doesn't describe them as normal parties. She describes them as controlled environments. And she alleges that underage individuals present at these gatherings were treated, in her words, as party favors.
I was a party favorite.
What does that mean?
I was a party favorite. I was somebody you could take off the table.
So you're telling me they set
I set
on a table, like when you go to a birthday party and they have gift bags for everybody that comes that have candy and toys in them, and they set them on the table. So you're telling me at the freak off parties, they put on the table instead of gift bags, and then people can do what?
Take you off the table and have some.
When she first said this publicly, most people brushed it off. Now, with Diddy sitting in federal custody and his case drawing global attention, people are pulling up those old videos and listening very differently. What's striking to many viewers isn't just what Carter says, it's how she says it. There are moments in her testimony where she pauses mid-sentence, where her voice breaks, where she clearly struggles to get the words out. Even people who question the specific details have acknowledged that whatever she experienced, the emotion is real. You can't fake that kind of weight. Carter has also been clear about one thing. She's not just speaking for herself. She says there are others still trapped in similar situations who don't have the platform or the courage to come forward. Many allegedly remain silent out of fear.
What about the victims? Our PTSD lives on every damn day that they did what they did. But it's only talked about when it's trending. I'm a choreographer and I love kids even though I can't have kids. So if you have met me in this time, I thank you for spending the time that you have with me. Because now that you see all this stuff on Twitter and now that you see all this stuff on social media, you've met the real me. You've spent time with the real me. You know that I would do anything to keep a child safe. You know that I would do anything to have some peace.
And that, she says, is exactly why she keeps talking. Then January of 2026 happened. Millions of pages from the Epstein files were officially released. Emails, logs, images. And suddenly, quiet suspicion became a very loud public debate. Epstein's network, spanning business, politics, royalty, and entertainment, came roaring back into the conversation. And within the flood of archived submissions and tips that surfaced, certain names began appearing. Jay-Z and Pusha T were among those mentioned. To be absolutely clear, these were not confirmed findings, but their appearance in those archived submissions was enough to reignite a firestorm of debate online. People also started revisiting Diddy's geographic and social connection to Epstein. It's been widely reported that Diddy owned property near Epstein's island. That detail alone sent speculation into overdrive about whether elite travel routes and social circles overlapped.
But again, see, he's in cahoots with Epstein. And then
was he in cahoots with Epstein,
Yeah.
or was it just a similar type of an
no,
operation?
they were friends.
Really?
Yeah, because Epstein had on Miami as well. That really private, rich estate in Miami. So they were all in cahoots as well. But
There is no official confirmation linking Diddy to Epstein's operations, but the proximity kept the questions alive. And then came perhaps the darkest thread in this entire story. Carter hinted that she didn't leave those environments without consequences. She suggested she may have contracted an STD during that period of her life. A claim like that might seem like an isolated detail, until you start looking at the lawsuits. Several women have filed legal cases claiming they contracted infections from men connected to Diddy's circle, with some filings including medical documentation. Around the same time, Jaguar Wright came forward with her own allegations, claiming that Diddy has battled HIV for years, and that other men in that same circle may have been infected as well. She claims a list of approximately 20 names exists.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up,
He did.
and he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did do that. And he
Period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G
come on,
in the game.
man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off.
None have been officially confirmed, but the pattern these claims are painting is deeply unsettling. Carter also hinted at industry names she encountered. Usher became one of the most widely discussed. It's publicly known that Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager under what was described as a mentorship arrangement. Usher himself later described that period as curious, saying he witnessed things he didn't fully understand, and notably said he would not want his own children in a similar situation.
It was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was. But I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Usher has also faced separate lawsuits alleging disease transmission, which he has denied. Denzel Washington's name was also mentioned by Carter. She claims she saw him at one gathering. It's important to state clearly, there is no evidence of any wrongdoing by Denzel Washington whatsoever. Old rumors suggest he once left a Diddy event abruptly after witnessing something that disturbed him.
And you're telling me Denzel was there and it was after 1 o'clock when he supposedly left?
And beanie socks and a gold chain.
So you're telling me Denzel Washington was kid? He had a beanie on, socks on, and a gold chain, and that's it. In front of
Yep.
Funny. Because he sure portrays himself to be than now.
So a lot of them do.
Steve Harvey's name surfaced simply due to his well-documented public association with Diddy.
Here's the thing. You're not sitting right here. You're not sitting right here. And it cuts deeper than probably a financial problem. It cuts deeper than a spiritual problem. It cuts deeper than a location problem. It cuts deeper than a soul problem.
Will Smith, Naomi Campbell, names kept appearing in online discussions, fueled by photos, rumors, and past associations.
To do with Puffy. So y'all can stop all their ratings.
All have denied involvement in any misconduct. None of this constitutes proof of anything.
On the negative and say this is a vanity charity. There's no vanity about it.
Do you think it's fair to draw you into the Charles Taylor story when you were only a witness? After all, the picture they used clearly shows someone cropped from it. Presume that was President Mandela?
Yes, I do think it's unfair. For me, it's a distorted piece of journalism, and I do love great journalism. But this is a direct character assassination, and it belongs in like an Orwell book.
But that's almost the point. The bigger question isn't about any one name. It's this: if health consequences were allegedly circulating through these elite environments, how many people knew? How many stayed silent to protect their reputations or their careers? And how many only created distance once the legal heat became impossible to ignore? The redactions in those DOJ files are still hiding something. The question is, what? So, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Ally Carter's story points to a deeper, deliberate pattern? Or do you think these connections are coincidences being amplified by public outrage searching for answers? And if even part of her account aligns with the lawsuits and investigations already on record, how many powerful names are still safely hidden behind those black bars? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is one of those conversations that needs to keep happening. If you found this video worth watching, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Subscribe if you haven't already. And when you're done here, the next video is already waiting for you on the end screen. You won't want to miss it.